Listen as Jen Psaki and Ian Millhiser discuss the impact that the next president will have on the Supreme Court.
If Trump wins, there's going to be many more Alitos on the courts and potentially on the Supreme Court. And if Biden wins, then he has the opportunity to at least dilute Alito's vote by appointing people who are very unlike him.
Right. And to unpack this a little bit for people who don't follow this as closely, some of these Supreme Court justices are older.
Yes.
And are likely to retire just by age in the next 4-year term.
Right.
So that could mean Trump could appoint 2. I mean, maybe more.
Yeah. I mean, Alito is 74.
Right.
Thomas, I believe, is 75. Roberts and Sotomayor are both pushing 70. And Sotomayor has a chronic health condition. She's a type 1 diabetic. So, like, the possibility that there's going to be at least one and possibly as many as 4 vacancies in the next term is pretty high. And if Trump gets to start, especially if he gets to a point, replace someone like Roberts, who's a more moderate conservative, or Sotomayor, who's an Obama appointee, then we're looking at an extraordinarily right-wing court.
And it's the model of Alito.
Exactly.
Now, the Supreme Court is an issue that I think is one of the most important come November. Because if Donald Trump wins and he replaces both Thomas and Alito with much younger and extreme right-wing justices, the Supreme Court will be lost to progressives for a generation. And if Trump shifts the balance to a 7-2 conservative majority by replacing one of the liberal justices on the court, that shift could cause significant changes in American life. Rights and freedoms that we often take for granted would be at serious risk. We saw what happened with Roe and what's happening to contraception and IVF and the right to choose. Reproductive rights, voting rights, and LGBTQ plus protections will be in danger under another Trump term and an extreme far-right Supreme Court. Remember, the reason that Roe was overturned was because Donald Trump appointed 3 far-right Supreme Court justices. Under another Trump term, we could see voting restrictions increase, disproportionately affecting low-income and minority voters. Marriage equality, anti-discrimination laws could be rolled back, jeopardizing the progress that we've made on civil rights. Remember, the Supreme Court's decisions have long-lasting effects, shaping our society for generations. And this isn't just about political leanings. This is about protecting and preserving fundamental rights and freedoms for all Americans. Which is why 2024 is so important, because that outcome will determine the future of our nation's highest courts and the principles it upholds.